Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Jen and Sharon.
Good morning on this beautiful, sunny, springy kind of day. I'm excited. I can't wait to get outside.
I have a door open next to me because I have a little porch here and the cats are just enjoying themselves, getting the fresh air.
Oh, you have a catio?
Yes, we kind of do. Yeah, because it has screens on it. Our cats don't go outside but for that.
Yeah, our cats are waiting for us to open the windows. They're like, I hear different birds out there. Can you be opening the windows, please? So what they don't know is that next week it's going to be winter again. This is fake spring.
Well, let's not talk about that, but I would like to hear where people are and what the weather is like today. Like, Are you having spring yet where you are?
Yeah, and what are the signs? What are the first signs of spring where you are, other than the dog poop under the melted snow, which is never my first one or my favorite one, but it's usually the first one.
So Jen,
I did see crocuses yesterday.
So I did too. Always exciting. And the little snowdrops, they're so cute.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice, Jen?
What?
That we're on time today?
I did notice that.
We
were early, but you and I were chatting, and then we're like, oh, it's time to go.
Yes. We're not always here precisely on the dot of 10:30 when we plan to be here.
Yes.
But somehow, because we were thinking about talking about bad habits, especially procrastination today, somehow we both wound up waiting to go live early, and we went live on purpose. So maybe this is a lesson to us that once you pay attention, you get better habits. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's possible, because definitely I do feel like, so the topic we had picked for today, in case you are just tuning in and not paying attention before this, is we're going to talk about that whole do as I say, not as I do as a parent. You know, there's always something that we wish our kids would do that we ourselves are maybe not doing.
You know what, Jen? The classic example of this, especially from when the kids were younger. Well, who am I kidding? I've done it now. Stop yelling.
Okay, that's a classic. That will never go away. Yeah, there are definitely some of those, moments. And I think our kids really kind of enjoy it when they can call us on that and say, oh, isn't that the thing you tell me not to do?
Oh, I'm sure that comes up with cell phone use and.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've definitely been busted at the dinner table with my cell phone.
Yeah. Why do you have your cell phone out? We don't have our cell phones out at the dinner table, Mom. Well, I'm just looking up the thing that we were just talking about, or,
it's very slow. Yep. Exactly. So yeah, I would have to say, like, when you and I started talking about this topic, you and I both hit on the biggie. The number one is procrastination, and it's a deep enough topic. I think we decided we can just talk about that one for today. But please, in the comments, share with us what your bad habit is that your kids call you on, because we'll do some more on these. I think there's going to be a lot of material that we can talk about for a while. So tell me about your procrastination issues.
Well, I've been practicing procrastination for my whole life, pretty much. I've been perfecting procrastination. No, I think I've gotten a lot better, but I understand why kids do it, because I was a master of this. I still remember, I think I was in, 5th grade or something. And you used to have those projects where you just had to do a poster board. I mean, I guess my kids had that too. And it was something with a book report, and I had to decorate a poster board.
Oh my God, I'm having trauma just thinking about this. Yes.
I was literally doing it in the car with the markers. I remember kind of panicking. Like, this is when it hit me, like, procrastination can go bad because I might not finish this before I get to school.
I just want to tell you, Sue Morrison, our boss, just popped in here to say I'm a master of procrastination. And I want to say, Sue, you're supposed to be working on the Destination College right now. What are you doing watching? You should not be on Facebook. You have work to do.
Although we welcome everybody procrastinating with us, because we want the company.
Exactly.
Just like it's fun to work with other people, it's fun to procrastinate with other people too.
Fun.
Do you know what I used to do? So in college, I was a bad procrastinator too. I did most of my daily work, but when there was a big assignment, like a paper, I would be doing it. I'd done the research pretty much, but I had to write it the night before. She says she's checking on us.
She wanted to make sure that we hadn't forgotten to do our.
She wanted to make sure we were not procrastinating and that we showed up on time for our video. But you know what? I used to try to recruit my roommates. Did I tell you this before? I feel like I've said this on this video. I used to say, who wants to have a paper writing party tonight?
No, you did not ever tell me.
So they would be like, we don't have anything to do tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, but just don't you have some work to do? You can just hang out with me while I work on my paper. And they would sometimes work out with me, work on their homework for a couple hours at the beginning of the night. And then around 11, 12, they'd be like, bye-bye. Have fun finishing that. But anyway, all this to say, I understand the urge to procrastinate among our kids.
Yeah, it's like gravity. It's just, you can't fight it. It's out there. I don't know what else to say, but I think that I'd like to think I've gotten better at this, but I have a true confession to make. Okay, on Monday, do you remember we had a little behind the scenes at your teen, and we were supposed to be talking about what was the topic? I already forgot. Mom hacks. We were supposed to be talking about mom hacks that we have that we could share. So 5 minutes before we went live on Monday, I texted both of my children and I said, do I have any mom hacks I've ever taught you? I need to know right now because we're going live in 5 minutes. And I got immediately busted by my sassy older child who said, you mean, yeah, you taught me how to work under the pressure of a deadline. And she sent me the winky emoji, which my kids, when they use emojis, they're just trolling me. They don't.
Well, that's a whole other topic about using emojis or not.
You know it. And then my other kid, like an hour later, she sends me a message saying, yeah, I was in class, so I didn't respond. I'm like, thank you for doing the right thing.
I was working hard while you were procrastinating and leaving your work to the last minute.
Exactly. So I got double trolled on my own bad behavior, and I have nobody to blame but myself. So what are you gonna do?
Well, tell us, what is the biggest procrastination hurdle among when your kids were at home, because they're in college now?
Yeah.
Did you deal with procrastination from your teenagers that you had to kind of push them on?
Yeah, definitely. Well, the biggest one is chore procrastination.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say, I don't like the word chore. I never like that word. It makes me think that you're going out to milk the cows at 4 a.m. So I just have a natural aversion to the word chore, but I'm using it because we all understand what we mean. Like when you say, it's maybe even just a very simple request, like, hey, could you go around the house and clean out the little waste baskets in the bathrooms because garbage pickup is tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do that in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
And you wait, doesn't happen. You maybe do the gentle remind, it doesn't happen. Then you get mad and you do it yourself and you're like, yes. So that one was, I think that's universal. I think everybody's had that experience. And so what is up with that, Sharon? Can you explain that to me? Why does everybody's child do that to them?
Wow. I was just learning. Actually, I read this article. I'll have to share it. It's 2 or 3 years old now. But when I read it, it was like a light bulb went off. It was saying procrastination is not about being disorganized. It's about your emotions and trying to avoid uncomfortable emotions. So it's something you don't want to do, obviously. Otherwise, you would have done it already. You know, what things you don't procrastinate about, like watching your favorite TV show.
I was never late to tune into Miami Vice.
You procrastinate to the thing that is not as fun. So procrastination.
I'm with you. Keep telling.
It's about avoiding that uncomfortable feeling of having this thing to do that you don't want to do. Mm-hmm. So when you think about it as emotion management and the fact that it actually makes it worse to procrastinate and you get more stressed, then it was like, it's like you realize, no, I'm reading this as an adult. I'm not sure that reading this by my teenager reading this would have the same effect. But for me reading it, I'm like, oh, so if I just make a plan and actually face my fears right now and do the thing, it's actually going to get better and I'll actually feel better than I will if I procrastinate. That was just,
I feel like our kids, when they get to be teenagers, they're probably old enough that we could explain that to them. Like this is true with a lot of things. If we explain to them the why of what they're doing.
That's true.
Then, like, why is it that you have a hard time getting up in the morning? It's not because you are lazy and you want to sleep in. It's your body is changing and your circadian rhythms might be thrown off. And, sometimes having a little bit of the why can be helpful to them. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to fix everything, but I think that could be good to share with kids who are having a hard time getting something done. And maybe, we gamify it a little bit and say, there's things I don't like to do either. So I have to trick myself into getting it done. Like taxes. Does anybody like doing their taxes? No, but you have to, so you don't go to jail. So the game is to stay out of jail. Do you think they would understand that?
What did you just say?
Do you think they would understand that reasoning?
Yeah. Well, I realize when we're having this conversation that I feel like I've had this brilliant revelation, but I don't think I have shared it with my kids. And I know I see it all day long with the procrastination. Like everything that can be put off will be put off. Like if I say Saturday, you have to clean your room and do these few bathroom cleaning chores and put your laundry down the chute, or do your laundry in the case of one of my kids. So that all happens like after 9 p.m. When I have said it how many times, but I'll get to it, Mom. I'll get to it. But I haven't explicitly had the conversation that, you might enjoy your whole day more if you don't have this hanging over you and me nagging you. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's another thorny problem. Okay, you're a writer and I'm a writer. And yet I bet both of us procrastinate on our writing deadlines. So here's something in theory that we enjoy, right? We both like writing. Why is it that I can't finish the thing until somebody tells me I need this tomorrow? Like why can't I just do it?
There is a theory that it's also about fear of failure and not doing well on it too. Because just because we're writers doesn't mean it's easy to do that job. Like we can want to accomplish something, but not enjoy the process always, or feel, really confident that we're going to do it well. So it's like, I don't know what we think is going to happen. Like, inspiration is going to magically come down upon us and make it easier.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not the kind of thing you always jump into.
Yeah. And it's also the kind of thing where you think, well, maybe I'm just not in the mood to do it. But honestly, you can't just wait to be in the mood to do these things. You just have to do them. So sometimes that little external push of the deadline is what makes me get over my bad self and say, I'm just going to do it.
That's true.
I could be distracted by the fact that, I haven't unloaded the dishwasher, or there's always something else you could be doing that feels just as virtuous, but really, that you're pushing off the thing that it should be your number one priority.
This is actually kind of funny, Jen. The other day, the other week, I was talking with someone who was writing something for your teen, and it wasn't something urgent. So she said, when do you need it? And I said, well, it's not urgent. So what works with your schedule? And then a week, she didn't answer the email. So like a week passed and I checked in. I said, I just want to check in. When do you think would be a good time for you? She said, you didn't give me a deadline. So that automatically means it doesn't happen.
Wait, was it me?
No, it wasn't you. It was somebody outside our organization. But
that sounds extremely familiar.
So I laughed. And I wrote back to her and said, you hereby have a deadline 3 days from now.
Oh, you mean me?
She did send it in. So I had to laugh about that.
Yeah. So maybe that's the thing, is like sometimes, even though it isn't urgent to us, but we want something to be done that our kids are doing, maybe we do have to put a deadline on it just so that there is a reason for it to be done.
The one thing I was saying, this kind of overlaps with our Monday discussion about, the tips we give our kids. And the one I talked about was about setting out an amount of time to do a task. So
I love this. Okay, share this again because people need to.
Okay, so I discovered this, for myself, because you know those tasks that stay on your to-do list for literal years?
Yeah.
Like, let's not even get into organizing photos. But this was organizing the kids' papers. They're just a giant mess. Children mixed together. Can't just throw it out because there's some precious things in there. So I don't know how I got this idea, but I assigned myself one weekend, spend 1 hour on the papers. And that just seemed so much more doable than organize all those papers. And I got so much done in that 1 hour. Like, I sorted them out. I got rid of a bunch of stuff that were ready to go through with the kids, and I knew which child it belonged to. And so what I've started to try to do is say, can you spend just 5 minutes picking up the first floor before dinner? Or can you spend 5 minutes collecting your dishes from wherever they are scattered about or whatever?
It's so reasonable too, right? Like, who could say no to that? Like, 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes. So, hi, Twyla. Thanks for joining us.
We have to welcome Twyla. Welcome. We're so happy that you're here with us. We hope it's not your last time watching.
Yeah, right. We hope we don't scare you away.
But Jen, do you have any tips that you have that might help with the procrastinating or?
I think sometimes it helps just to own it and to laugh about it a little bit with like my kids. Yeah. They know that I'm not great at it. And so we can kind of commiserate with each other about it. But we all do know that if with the deadline, it will get done. And there's a little bit of a sense of pride too. Like, somehow I got this thing done. I got it done by the deadline. And just owning the fact that I needed that external deadline to kick my butt and make me do it. So if you have to get somebody to be your task mistress to say, I hereby give you a deadline, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
Ashley says, I like a deadline better than phone threatening. Yes, I agree. You know what? Can we just stipulate to the fact that threatening to take away their phones is just a loser proposition? I don't know who it worked for. It never worked for anybody I know. I just think it's like taking their kidney away. They're like, but I need it for my homework. And this is the only way I see my friends. And COVID is terrible. And it's the only way. Whatever. Yes. Okay. Let's find a different way.
I do admit I used the screen threat the other day because the procrastination was too much. It was a sanitation issue. Like the laundry needed to be picked up off the floor, and like the garbage needed to be taken off the floor. It was disgusting. Like I don't know. I don't want to threaten the screens, but like sometimes that's like the best leverage, especially now.
Maybe you could threaten to make them read out loud the poem I gave you from Shel Silverstein about Sarah Sylvia Stout, who would not take the garbage out. Maybe if they had that aloud, that would, convince them it would be faster and easier just to take the dang garbage out.
One time, Jen, this was quite a while ago. I don't know if it would work now, but I took a picture, just spontaneously took a picture on my phone of the mess and texted it to the child.
Yes.
And because they tell you when you're going to sell your house and you're getting it ready for staging or whatever, that you should take pictures of your house, because when you look at the picture, you see different things like, oh, that's that thing under the bed that's sticking out.
I see what you mean. You see things like when I see my stuff on Zoom and I look behind me and I'm like, oh, I forgot to clean that thing up behind me. Yeah.
Totally. I've been there. There's something I'm zooming in the bedroom and there's something on the bed, like hanging over the bedpost, or the closet's open. Like, I don't notice that the closet's open that much myself, but I notice it on the screen.
Yeah. That's a brilliant idea. So, but did it work in this case? I got to know. What did child B or A respond to?
I think that the child was annoyed, but responded. So I'll have to try it again. And if anybody else wants to try this, maybe a no comment text of the room, or whatever the mess is. I think I've done it with dishes left behind too.
Oh, you know what? I did that once with, there was the empty toilet paper roll.
Oh, yes.
And then the roll one just stuck on top, but not replaced. And I just sent a picture, and I said, I just said, really? And
it's like the meme treatment, but it's real life. You're sending them. It's like by text, you're sending them a homemade meme.
Homemade meme. Because we care. Homemade meme by Jen and Sharon, TM. Look for those soon, coming to you.
Well, we have chatted and we have had so much fun, but we probably should let everybody go.
Yeah, a few other people who jumped in. I just want to make sure that they got a shout out to Ashley, who sent the deadline, and she said she uses the phone.
She uses the phone, and Jen says we all do. All right, I feel better then too. Thank you, Jen, for making me feel better.
Jen Ferretti says, yeah, Ashley, we all do. It's true. Like, what other? We feel like we have no other leverage. So anyway,
our parents used to take TV, right? I mean, you used to lose TV privileges. It's the same thing. No, you didn't.
Well, I mean, we didn't get a lot of TV to begin with, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember what was the leverage. Grounding. Grounding was.
We should come back and talk about discipline another time.
Absolutely.
Discipline gone right, discipline gone wrong, discipline in our own childhoods.
Or in contrast, yeah, like what our parents.
Oh yes, that's a juicy one. All right,
for next week, should we do that one for next week?
Oh yeah, everybody come back.
Look at us.
Grounding. We're already starting. Ashley's ready to go. Ashley, come back next week. We'll talk about it.
I can't believe it's a week away, Sharon, and we're
not procrastinating. We're so ahead of ourselves. Now we don't have to worry all week about not having a topic to chit chat about.
We're ahead, and then Jody calls us and says, "What's your topic this week?" We don't have a topic.
Oh yeah, join us next week too.
Okay, so stay tuned. Same bat channel, same bat time, and we'll talk about discipline then and now. And
all right,
that memory lane. Okay, everybody.